watch the evening fold into another lonely sky. The kind that carries names no one dares to say aloud. The room was full of memories pretending to be furniture. Every corner still remembered footsteps that were gone. I search for reasons hidden inside broken conversations, for answers buried underneath the things we left unsaid. But time has never stopped to explain its decisions, and smoke has never returned to become a flame again. So I gathered every question and let the silence keep them. Not every ending owes a reason. Not every wound deserves revenge. Ashes never asked the fire why it chose to disappear that night. Never argues with the setting sun. Some stories close without permission. Some hearts survive without applause. I learned that peace begins the moment you stop demanding yesterday to change. Kings don't beg for what has vanished. They build tomorrow with empty hands. There were mornings I could barely recognize myself, a stranger wearing confidence stitched from borrowed strength. I laughed so no one heard the weight beneath my breathing. Smile through storms that never reached another soul. The strongest walls are built without a single sound, brick by brick from disappointments never spoken. No audience ever witnessed the battles that mattered. Only the man inside refused to surrender. Every loss became a lesson. Every silence found a purpose. Pain knocked like an old companion, but I no longer called it home. Ashes never asked the fire why it chose to disappear the night. Never argues with the setting sun. Some stories close without permission. Some hearts survive without applause. I learned that peace begins the moment you stop demanding yesterday change. Kings don't beg for what has vanished. They build tomorrow with empty hands. If you ever find me standing where the light meets the darkness, no, I didn't arrive untouched. Every step was purchased by letting go of something I once believed I couldn't live without. The world may remember victories, but the soul remembers survival. And survival is a crown no one else can place upon your head. Never ask the fire why they become the soil where forests rise again. The strongest men are not the loudest. They're the ones who choose hope after heartbreak. If love returns, let it find me whole. Oh, if it never does, I still greet the fire became a memory. The ashes stayed behind, and from them, a new man quietly began. I still remember the sound of that closing door. Not because it was loud, but because everything after it became quiet. There are moments that divide a life in two. The man before the leaving, and the man who survives it. I carried old photographs inside my mind, turning them over like they could change their ending. But memories are honest, they never become kinder with time. So I stopped chasing echoes, stopped arguing with yesterday. Some roads only exist to teach you not to return. The last time I looked back, I saw a man waiting for someone who was already gone. The last time I looked back, I left that version of me behind. If love couldn't stay, then neither could my sorrow. I walked forward empty-handed, and somehow that was enough. People think healing arrives like sunrise, slow and beautiful. They never speak about the endless nights when hope feels like a stranger. There were days I almost turned around, almost called your name, almost traded my peace for one more familiar wound. But every almost became another brick in the life I was building. I don't hate what happened, I hate how long I believed. My happiness lived inside someone else's heart. No man should hand another person the keys to his own soul. The last time I look back, I thank the road for everything it took. Not because the pain was fair, but because it taught me who I could become. Some chapters deserve tears, others deserve silence, and this one deserves to stay closed forever. The road behind me still exists. I simply no longer live there. evening, silver on the river, cold upon the stone. Every street remembered footsteps that had faded, yet somehow I was walking them alone. The wind knew every secret I had buried. It carried them through empty chapel bells. Even the stars looked tired of pretending that every broken story ends up well. I found your name carved softly in my memory, like initials fading slowly from an oak. Time had tried to wash away the letters, but some promises refused to be erased. So I buried your name beneath the silence, where no echo could follow it home. I stopped asking the night to return you, stopped mistaking loneliness for hope. Love is not the art of holding tighter. Sometimes love is learning to release. The strongest hearts don't always beat the loudest. Sometimes they surrender just to find their peace. There was an old cafe beside the station, where strangers wore their sadness like a coat. A man with weathered hands played quiet melodies, each note a letter never someone wrote. He sang of sons who left before the harvest, of mothers counting winters by the door, of soldiers who came home with medals shining, yet couldn't recognize themselves anymore. His voice was rough as gravel after rainfall, but every word was honest to the bone. It taught me pain is not a private language. Every heart has learned it as its own. Spring arrived without a grand announcement. No choir sang, no miracle appeared. Just tiny leaves returning to the branches that all of us believed had disappeared. That's how healing quietly unfolds, not with thunder, not with fireworks in the sky, but with mornings when you suddenly discover you smiled before remembering to try. I noticed little things I'd once ignored, the warmth of coffee rising with the daylight, the laughter of a child across the street, the sound of rain becoming something beautiful, instead of simply keeping me awake. If I ever cross your path again, I won't ask where you've been. I'll simply hope the world has been kinder to you than it was to the two of us. And if you smile, I'll smile back, not because my heart forgot, but because it finally forgave. A name I no longer whisper still lives somewhere inside these bones, not as a wound that keeps on bleeding, but as a chapter gently closed. The river never turns to find its mountain, the dawn never searches for the night. Some journeys end without a destination. Some endings teach us how to write a different story, one where hope survives the silence, where mercy walks beside regret, where every tear becomes tomorrow's river, and every loss becomes a step. Tonight the fire burns a little softer. The chair beside the window stays empty. The wind still knows your name, but it no longer needs my voice to carry it.
I left before the sunrise found my face, with nothing but a suitcase and my name. The streets were cold, the city looked the same, but deep inside I knew I'd never stay. Every promise echoed through the rain, every shadow whispered where you'd been. I almost turned to see your light again, but broken doors don't welcome strangers in. I wore my pride like armor on my chest, though every step was heavier than stone. You couldn't see the war beneath my breath. You only saw a man who walked alone. If love was meant to hold us, why did it let us fall? If home was in your heartbeat, why do I hear no call? There was no witness to my goodbye, no final prayer beneath the sky, no hands to pull me from the night, no voice to tell me I'd be alright. So I became my own escape, learned how to carry all the weight. When no one came to save my soul, I found the strength to let you go. The mirror showed a man I couldn't know. His eyes had seen too many silent wars. He built his peace from every shattered hope, and locked his fear behind forgotten doors. Some nights the memories still call my name, like old ghosts wandering through empty halls. But I don't answer every voice I hear, not every echo deserves my heart. I learned that time is not a faithful friend. It never waits for tears to disappear. It simply pulls tomorrow through the dark, until the morning finally finds us here. I stopped chasing forever when forever chose to leave. Some endings are the reason we become what we believe. There was no witness to my goodbye, only the moon and a sleepless sky. The road ahead had no clear end, just broken dreams I couldn't mend. passing quietly through the crowd. You'll never know the miles I walked or how I made my father proud. You'll never hear the prayers I whispered or count the nights I stayed awake. Some victories are born in silence, some hearts survive because they break. There was no witness to my goodbye, yet heaven counted every tear I cried. Every scar became another road. Every burden shaped the soul I hold. If you ever hear my name again, don't remember where I fell. Remember I kept walking forward and somehow learned to wear the story well. The dawn arrived without applause. The road remembered every step. The man who left that night never came back.
There are voices that never grow old. Not because they still speak, but because they never truly stopped. I hear them in the first hour before sunrise, when the city is too tired to lie, and the world has not yet remembered the names it gave us. One voice says, "You should have tried harder." Another whispers, "You stayed too long." A quieter one asks, "If you had one more chance, would you choose the same life?" I have spent years answering questions no one ever asked aloud. Some men inherit fortunes, others inherit silence. Mine fit perfectly, like a coat passed down through generations, too heavy for a child, yet somehow expected to be worn. Crowded rooms filled with strangers who admired my confidence. Peace arrived later, without an invitation, without applause. She simply sat beside me on an ordinary afternoon and taught me that not every mountain needs to be climbed. Some can simply be admired from a distance. That day, I stopped measuring my worth against clocks, bank accounts, or the opinions of people who never intended to stay. The loudest victories usually fade first. The quiet ones become character. Some echoes never leave. They don't haunt you. They guide
traveled.
I once believed the strongest men were impossible to break. Now I know better. Strength isn't the absence of cracks. It's the courage to keep carrying light through them. I've watched men smile at weddings while grieving fathers, laugh at dinner while drowning in debt, celebrate birthdays knowing another dream had quietly died. The world calls them ordinary. I call them brave, because ordinary men perform extraordinary acts every single day without expecting anyone to notice. If I ever have a son, I won't teach him to hide his heart. I'll teach him to protect it. There's a difference. One builds walls, the other builds wisdom, and wisdom never asked permission to be gentle.
Some echoes never leave,
Nor should they, without them.
I would forget the roads that shaped me, the storms that humbled me, the people who loved me, the ones who couldn't stay, and the man who chose to keep going when no one was watching.
If that is the price of becoming whole, then let every echo remain. Tonight, the house is quiet, not because the memories are gone, but because we've finally learned how to live under the same roof. They no longer ask to be remembered, and I no longer ask to forget.
My father never taught me how to cry, only how to stand when the ground refused to hold me. He spoke in calloused hands in mornings that arrived before the sun, and silence stretched across the dinner table where love was never spoken, yet somehow still existed. I grew into a man who mistook quiet for strength, who believed every burden was a debt to be paid alone. I wore confidence like an expensive suit pressed clean enough to hide every wrinkle underneath. People admired the man they could see, never the boy, still searching for a place where he didn't have to pretend. There were nights when the city seemed too loud, yet my own thoughts were louder. Every street carried another memory, every window reflected a version of me I no longer recognized. I wondered, how many people disappear long before anyone notices they're gone? No one asked how much the smile weighed, no one noticed the war behind steady eyes. Maybe that was my fault. Mercy was never my language, endurance was. So I kept walking, even when my feet remembered every goodbye. I kept breathing, even when every breath felt borrowed from tomorrow. I stopped asking life to be gentle. Storms never apologize. apologize, neither did I. If pain wanted a home, it would have to follow me, because I refuse to live inside it anymore. There was a woman who once knew my favorite song, not because I ever told her, but because she listened to the pauses between my sentences. She could read exhaustion before I admitted it. She could hear heartbreak long before it reached my voice. For a while, I believed that was forever. Funny how forever can fit inside a single season. One autumn later, the chair across from mine learned how to stay empty. The coffee turned cold without anyone noticing. The conversations became memories, then echoes, then nothing at all. I searched for someone to blame her, myself, time, fate. Eventually I realized blame never rebuilt a broken room. It only taught loneliness how to speak louder. So I folded every unanswered question into the pocket of yesterday. Some letters were never meant to be opened again. So I kept walking, not because the road became easier, but because standing still started to hurt more. Every sunrise asked the same question: will you carry yesterday again? Every morning I answered differently, until one day I finally said no. People celebrate victories, they rarely celebrate survival. No one applauds the man who quietly chooses not to give up. No headlines are written for the stranger who fights invisible battles before breakfast. No statues stand for those who forgive without receiving an apology. Yet those are the victories that matter, the ones no audience ever sees, the ones that change a soul forever. Maybe greatness has never been about conquering the world. Maybe it begins the first morning you no longer hate the person in your own reflection. Maybe peace arrives quietly, like rain on a roof no one is listening to. I used to believe strength meant never fall, and now I know strength is learning how to rise without becoming cruel, because bitterness always asks for company. Healing never does. Mercy was never my language, not because I lacked a heart, but because the world taught me to wear armor before it ever taught me how to trust. Now I understand. The strongest man in the room isn't the loudest, he isn't the richest, he isn't the one who wins every fight. He's the one who carries yesterday without letting it poison tomorrow. The one who can lose everything yet still choose kindness. The one who learns that healing is not surrender. It's the bravest promise a man can make to himself. Tonight, the city is still awake. The rain still falls, the memories still visit, but they no longer own this house. They knock, I nod, and I let them pass by.
There is an empty chair in the corner of every man's life. Not every chair belongs to someone who died. Some belong to dreams that never arrived. Some belong to fathers who tried their best, with hands that only knew how to build houses, never conversations. Some belong to brothers who slowly became strangers. Some belong to
the version of yourself you promised you would become by 25. I still look at that chair every now and then, not because I expect someone to sit there again, but because it reminds me that absence can teach lessons presence never could. I spent years trying to outrun disappointment, buying watches to feel like I own time, buying suits to feel like I owned respect, buying silence because words had become too expensive. Then one evening, an old man sat beside me on a train. He looked at my polished shoes, my tired eyes, and smiled like he'd already read the ending of my story. He said, "Son, the world will clap for everything you achieve, but the people who truly love you will only care about the man you become." He got off 3 stations later. I never learned his name, but I've carried his words farther than he ever traveled. Some advice finds you too late. Some advice finds you exactly on time. The empty chair no longer feels lonely. It feels honest, a reminder that life keeps moving, whether we're ready or not. So I'll leave it there, untouched, untouched, not as a monument to what I lost, but as proof that I survived it. Success arrived, much quieter than I imagined. No orchestra, no fireworks, no dramatic speeches, just another sunrise. Another cup of coffee, another chance to become a little better than yesterday. That's when I realized most victories don't sound like applause. They sound like peace, like sleeping without regret, like laughing without pretending, like looking at your own reflection and finally recognizing the man staring back. There are people who spend their whole lives searching for treasure, only to discover they were digging in someone else's field. Mine was never fame, never revenge, never proving them wrong. Mine was always finding a reason to wake up without carrying yesterday on my shoulders. Dust looked toward the empty chair and answered. He stayed there.